Well, because we haven't been properly introduced.
Okay.
And we were just going to start off.
Great.
So I'm head girl, and my name is George Rosebone, and this is Jack Ward, and he's head boy.
Great.
And I'm their personal secretary.
Great. Okay.
We'd like to start off by showing you the theme days. So here we have theme days. Like this is the Spanish menu, and the theme days fit in with their topics. So the Brummy, the food from the time of Great Fire of London fits in with the Year 2 topic of the Great Fire of London. And then you've got the Fair Trade theme and lots of other themes. And then, as you can see, Cooking with Hillstone is here.
Yeah.
So they've got 5 meals in the box for 4 people in the family, and it's $22.50 for like the whole box, which is quite good value.
Yeah, it's very good value.
The chef has picked out all these fresh ingredients himself. So yeah. And would we like to start asking some questions?
Great.
Okay, so our first question to you is, have you enjoyed your dinner and why?
Well, it's been amazing, and what has been nicest about it is the way that it's home cooked with great ingredients. And I love cooking and I love baking, so I have 3 children at home, and we love Bake Off. All of our contestants are still in, which is a miracle. We're a bit worried about Selassie because we're a bit worried he'd had a bad week this week. So I spend a lot of Saturday baking with my kids, and the thing that I learn is the fun of baking and making a mess. I'm the one who normally has to clear it up afterwards. But of course what that tells you is the importance of just good ingredients, and what we had today was just great ingredients, really nicely cooked.
Would you mind to tell us about how it's different from when you were at school and how it's changed?
If you can remember.
You're looking at me.
Well, because I've got terrible memories of school.
I just remember when I was at school that we had really unhealthy meals. I remember having a lot of stodgy puddings, which I used to like, unfortunately. But this is much better. So this is just unbelievable. And unfortunately, I'm not a very good cook. And so I'm hoping, with your permission, I could borrow some of your recipes and take them home and have a go.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Okay, Jack, next question. Do you think you eat healthy?
Healthily is in healthy diet.
Not as healthy as I should do.
Okay.
One of my terrible things is because we often have lots of meetings in the evenings, so you often get back home quite late, and that's the real danger zone, because you then find you eat the most convenient thing rather than the thing that you really should be eating, or you eat, and also eating late in the evening as well is never very good for you. So I'm trying really hard to eat at proper times and eat better things. So I'm really inspired by what you've been showing me here today. And I think I might be taking up cooking with Hillstone myself.
Mark and I were talking, because if you are busy, and I'm busy, you get home and you're tired and you go for the easy. You go for a pig meal or a and it is the wrong thing, which is why these just take 15 minutes, and if you've got all the ingredients provided, it should be super.
Yeah.
And do you think there's other solutions to improving your diet other than obviously cooking with Hillstone?
I think the approach is completely correct, and I think what I love seeing when I go around schools in the constituency are those schools that are growing their own food. Yeah. So there's a lot of schools that use golden hour on a Friday afternoon to give children some time to nurture their gardens and so on. Yeah. And what I really hope is that over the next year or two we get more schools growing more and combining it with the kind of approach that you're taking. Yeah. Because I think, teaching children where food comes from, to be interested in where their food comes from, to learn the love of growing things as well as cooking things, that's a really important part of life.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Why do you think diet is important?
Well, diet is important because obesity is the #1 issue in Britain. So the 3 biggest health issues in Britain are obesity, smoking and alcohol. And as a country we have too many people who are too heavy, and so as a country we've got to learn to eat healthily and change our behaviour. And so what I often find is that children are the best teachers, and so if we can teach our children more about healthy cooking, actually they're very influential with their parents. So a lot of progress, in my experience, tends to start with children, but we need to give children a bigger role in making that change happen. Children are very good at leading by example.
Thank you.
Well, I think spreading the word actually about schemes like this is one of the biggest ways that we can do that. Some of us are also supporters of the idea of a tax on sugar. So if there is a tax on sugar, that would actually make things like fizzy pop a bit more expensive, and actually it would reduce the amount of sugar that children eat. And when you're a parent, you know the impact of sugar on a child, because your child is different after they've had a can of Coke. They're a bit more, as you know.
So, how can you help to improve children's and parents' diets?
Well, I think you need to do two things. So I think you need to have, I think a sugar tax is a good idea. I think they should use the extra money to improve not just the health service, but also school meals. But the second thing we need is a much stronger traffic light system on food labelling, so that instead of having these kind of weird numbers which nobody really understands, if you just had red, amber and green, you would actually know whether the food is good enough. Do you go shopping with your mum and dad?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. What conversations do you have going around the supermarket?
I just ask for, oh Mum, can we buy this? Mum,
Yeah.
can we buy this?
Yeah.
Like if I like
Yeah.
the food, like for like curry or something I like, I'm like, Mum, can we buy this? And then
Yeah.
Mum's like, I can make it myself.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy it.
Yeah. And what happens when you get to the ice cream section?
I don't
It's green.
Okay, so that's where we normally have the biggest arguments.
Well,
But it'd be much easier. It'd be a much easier conversation for me as a parent to have with my children if I could just point to a label and say, "Look, come on, John, it's red. We're not having all of this red food in the trolley." So that's why I think you need to change food labelling as well.
You have to make it easier for people so that they can make choices.
What about pop? You know, sugary pops.
Yeah. What is your view on fair trade?
Yeah.
So fair trade is obviously a good thing. There's not actually much of it at the moment. So fair trade labelling has obviously helped people identify which are good products to buy. But we could be doing a lot more, and government could be doing a lot more. So government spends £256 billion on goods and services each year. So the government buys a lot of stuff each year. At the moment, there isn't any kind of direction on government to spend more on fair trade. Yet if we spent a bigger amount of that, of those billions of pounds on fair trade, it would revolutionise the livelihoods of farmers in very poor countries.
Children, we have fair trade products, don't we?
Yeah.
Do you want to ask Chef to tell our visitors something about what we have?
Chef.
Yeah, fair trade bananas.
Chef.
Fair trade bananas. Cocoa we use, which is fair trade. It's also made at Bourneville, so that's local and obviously fair trade. What else do we use? All of your coffee and tea is fair trade. Rather obviously, the sort of the main things that are fair trade is sort of like caffeine, coffee,
Yeah.
chocolate, and things like that, which we kind of sort of steer away from. Yeah, we use all fair trade bananas. So fair trade whenever we can. That's
What have you learnt about the school?
So
and what do you like about
the most important lesson for me is the way in which a school and school children can change the behaviour of a community. So you've come up with this idea, you've made it happen, you've not just talked about it, you've done it, and over time that will help change the behaviour of mums and dads, grandparents and your brothers and sisters. And so what you've done is you've led by example, and we have a saying in our business which is action speaks louder than words. And what you've done is you've actually taken action, and that's what's been most impressive.
Well,
Let's just go for it, everyone.
Can I just say one last thing, please? Expanding on that, what do you think about the school altogether for it?
I haven't been here for a little while, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think the corridor that we've just come down with Midsummer Night's Dream is unbelievable. It's wonderful. I'm so impressed with the way that the children did the waitressing. Just now, it was really excellent, and just model pupils, I'd say.
Are any of you in Julius Caesar?
Yes.
So do you want to do a quick plug for your Julius Caesar while you've got visitors here?
Okay then. So we're doing Julius Caesar for our Shakespeare festival, and every year we pick a different play, and this year we're doing Julius Caesar and we're going to perform it at the Rec.
Amazing.
I think it's at the MAC this year, aren't you?
I think it's the Rec Theatre.
Are you going to perform the whole of Julius Caesar?
Well, what's on our script we are going
It's
to
a
do.
half hour at the
Half
back.
hour.
Half hour shortened version at the
fantastic.
Birmingham MAC.
Brilliant.
Julius Caesar is a great warning play for all politicians. So we're always very mindful of being beware of the Ides of March. So I think we should come along to just have a refresher
some more
course.
lessons. Yeah.
But just like my two colleagues, I'm really inspired by what you're doing here. And I think that leading by example and showing the community how you can make that difference is just so important. And it's certainly a message, because we go around to a number of the schools in the area that we'll be sharing with the other schools as well. But well done. And I must admit, I wish I was able to come here to school every day myself.
Thanks for that. Actually, Chef, we love Chef, but actually we're always happy for other schools to come and visit if they want to know what's possible.
Yeah, I mean that's a really big thing. We want to try and get as many links as possible. I mean, if this takes off, we want to roll it out. As well.
Absolutely.
To everybody.
Can I just say, as a governor of this school today, the behaviour has been wonderful. Everybody's been so wonderful. It's really good behaviour. That's what's impressed me. And I just hope that if you work at it, it all gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
The school definitely has an impact on everybody.
Yeah.
Well done, Georgie. You can come out an officer. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
From you is when things do come up in Parliament, select committees or whatever, about especially universal free school meals, is it you bang the drum for us, because
Exactly.
it's been brilliant. Universal free school meals has been amazing. I'll just quickly, one piece of work that we did, which we were really worried about, we insisted that the reception this year all had school dinners, and we were expecting riots at the gates. So we did a lot of groundwork. We got the parents in, I spoke to them. We did an open day where they came in, parents and children. We showed them exactly what we're doing. It's not just food, it's how all the staff speak to the children, encouraging, making it a very welcoming atmosphere. That's equally as important as the food. And it's been a great success, hasn't it? It's been amazing. We've had the only feedback we've had from parents is my child doesn't eat anything, but we want you to encourage them to. Yeah. And they've seen it as us trying to take it. It's been really good. But and also John Clancy's wants to have universal free school meals for Key Stage 1 and 2. Yeah. So
it's a great model.
To you.
Well, I chair the council's health scrutiny committee
He already
as well.
knows that.
So there's lots of lessons from this that I think other schools in the area and across the city can learn.
If we can
I'll certainly
assist
take
in
that
anything,
back.
just let us know, because we're very keen to help too.
Fabulous. Great stuff. Well done, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, real pleasure.
Children, well done. You've done a super job.
Done a
Thank
really
you
good
for
job.
allowing us to
No,
Thank you
pleasure.
for visiting. It's been our pleasure to have you.
And let's.